Hello, Heiko here from ScriptRunner. Would you like to know how you can use PowerShell to get random Christmassy pictures as wallpapers on your Windows desktop? Then this session is for you. Let's dive into it. Alright, so here we are in the first script. And so what are we going to do? So we're going to use an API key from Pexels, a platform where you get free images and videos. In our case, we're going to use images. Then we're going to take a look at the function that actually get the image down to the machine. And then the second function that is taking this image and makes it the desktop background. And then we're going to take a look at the result. Alright, so first we need an API key. So you can go to pexels.com/API and you can request a free API. When you do that, you will pretty immediately get the key and you can start using it. Now, what we're also going to do is we define the actual URL. So we're going to talk to api.pexels.com v1. We define the search. So in this case, we're looking for Christmas images. The images at Pexels are organized per page. So we say, okay, we want to only have one page, meaning one image, and it should be in landscape. So this is what happens right here. And with this, we can move on to the get random Christmas image function and see what happens here. So first, as I said, Pexels is organizing the images per page. So we use a get random to find images between the minimum of 1 and the maximum of 1,000. So we can make a lot of calls and always get new pictures. All right, then we put together the API URL with the information of the random page variable. In the next step, we are authorizing ourselves in Pexels. And in the next step, we use invoke REST method to retrieve the information from Pexels. Here we take the information that we get and define that we want to keep it in the original resolution. We are defining where we actually want to store the image that we going to download, which was in my temp directory and in the image, the file called Christmas_wallpaper JPEG. And then we use invoke web request to actually get the image from the Pexels platform. We are then storing it via out file in the defined local path. And yeah, here's a little output that we get once that's done. And then in the catch part, we have a little information about, okay, if the download is not working, then we get also a message. So that's the get random Christmas image function, pretty straightforward. So now we have the file locally. Now what's next? Now we want to use this as our new desktop background, right? So yeah, we take the image that we stored locally and then we're using the class here so that we can call the system parameters info. And that's what we do right here. That's actually something that I just Googled to see how I can actually do that. And then yeah, we are using the wallpaper information to take the image and yeah, basically define it as our new wallpaper. Again, a little right host here, and yeah, another catch block. All right. Of course, I could have used right output as well, but in this case, okay, it's just right host, because why not? Okay. All right, so okay, let's see what's happening when we use the functions. So nothing happened yet. So take a look. Let's take a look at the current background desktop. So that's the one right now, a cute little dog. So what I'm going to do now is actually call the random Christmas image function. You can do that right here. So that was the download. So now we have a new picture. So desktop has not changed yet, because now we have to call the set desktop background function, and that is going to take the just downloaded image and make it our new wallpaper. All right, so if I now take a look, and here you are. Now we have a nice new Christmas image. Okay, so yeah, that's the steps to get random pictures from Pexels in the Christmas theme, download them, and make them the new desktop background. Okay, so now we can change the Windows backgrounds manually by running and using the functions, but what we of course want is to automate it, meaning it should run automatically. And so yeah, let's take a look at this function, create schedule task, that helps us to exactly do that. So create a Windows task scheduler. And so what you might notice in line 5 here, I'm talking about PowerShell and VBS, and I'm going to explain why we have both. So of course, the first idea would be, let's register a Windows task scheduler running a PowerShell script, which of course works. Now, what you will realize if you do this maybe yourself, you will see that whenever the task scheduler runs, you see a little pop-up that shows that the PowerShell is running, and you can avoid that by doing and calling this PowerShell script from a very small little good old VBS script. And yeah, let's take a look at both possibilities. All right, so we are using a get schedule task to see first if what we want to create is already existing, and if that's the case, we get a message. And so as I said, there are two options here in the function. One is to create a new task that is calling PowerShell and the underlying script that we want to run, the one that we just built. Or we could use VBS, meaning then it's going to call the VS script, wscript.exe, and the according script. Then the task trigger is being set to run every 5 minutes, and then the whole task is being registered. And to call it, so here we have number 1, the option to create the task scheduler running the script. So let's do this right here. So that's created. And then let's also do this one, where it will register this run ps.vbs. All right, so what this run ps.vbs is actually doing, it calls also PowerShell, and but here, because you can really hide the complete execution, it will also run the PowerShell script that we just created, but you will not see any pop-up coming up. That's why this is another option. Now, okay, we ran both scripts. Now let's see what we got here. So here we have change background PS1 task. Let's go into this one. Let's see what the trigger is. So it's every 5 minutes, and it runs the PowerShell exe, and it calls our PowerShell script. And if we look at the VBS one here, pretty simple. It calls the W script exe, and it runs the run ps VBS VB script. And in both cases, we will see, maybe I can just make this a little smaller. So this is the current background. And okay, let's run the PS1 task. What you didn't see right now, because it happens on a different screen on my side, that we had this little pop-up. And yeah, let's run the VBS one, and we should see a change here as well. All right, that looks good. So I think, yeah, quite a few things we achieved already. So we downloaded the image, we create the desktop, and now we've created the Windows task scheduler so that this script that we created is running automatically. Now, what I did in addition, so because now, of course, we're talking about the Christmas theme, and then I thought about the idea to maybe make this something that is going to work maybe for each month, so having specific images per month. And that's what I extended the existing script, and this one is kind of a script that you could use all year long, so to speak. So I defined for each month a search phrase, so because now it's still November, so it's Thanksgiving. What else did I change? I also introduced a kind of a history, so that every image that I'm downloading will be stored in a history folder, so I can always go back to an image that maybe I liked, because with the initial script it's always overwritten. So here you get a little history. Other than that, it's pretty much the same what it does in the background. And but let's see what happens if we use this function now, or these functions. And yeah, so let's see. All right, so now we have a different set of images. So this is not a Christmas related one. So this is, well, is it? Yeah, looks like could be a Thanksgiving picture. Should be one, at least, when it comes to what Pexels told us. So this is how you can advance the script. So it's something that you can, of course, use for any other purposes. In my case, it was just, for every month I have a specific theme, and then I want to have images that fit to that search word, and they become my Windows desktop as well. All right, and of course, now we did it here on my local machine. Now you could, of course, take this as well, make it part of your Windows policy, and it could be used on multiple machines as well when you roll out the according group policy. All right, so that's it, so to speak. So for everyone who is still here and watched until the end, I hope it was helpful for you. You learned something about PowerShell and what you can do with it. And with this, yeah, we are at the end of this video. Merry scripting, keep on scripting, have a nice Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you.